September 4th, and we have 23 days of inventory. Open on my microphone. Hold on, everybody. I don't have my moderator here today, so didn't do a sound check. So let me make sure. Okay, I think we're on. I'll do my tech check. Always have to do our tech check. Make sure that I'm not talking to nothing. So hold on. Let me make sure we're live and you can hear me. Yep, there we go. You can hear me. So yeah, 23 days of inventory. Interesting. We listed 73 homes yesterday. That's condos, single family, and townhomes. We put 70 under contract and we closed 79. So I don't see the stats changing too much, at least not right now, but I'm interested about the middle of September to see what's going to happen. I think if we're going to see a shift, I think that's when we're going to see it. We listed 19 homes yesterday that were under 400,000. And that gives us a total of 698 homes under 400,000 that are active. And last year at this time, we were selling 153 homes a day. This year, we're selling 134 homes a day. So that's an interesting number because that means we're not listing as many because there's obviously not as many variety to sell. And I wanted to show you real quick what last year looked like. So let me find it here. See where it went. It's always fun. Okay, let me do this. Let me hide this year and let's look at last year. So last year, we had 6,666 6,603 homes available. And that was 1.6, almost 1.7 months of inventory. Very interesting. And we had listed on September the 4th, 151 homes. That's twice as many as we listed yesterday. So we are way behind. And that's what's giving us, of course, the only, what do we have, 23 days of inventory versus last year when we had 1.7 months of inventory. So things have shifted. And I love comparing, what happened year to year. Let's go back here to this year for just a second. Put that back up here. We have a median now of 407,000. And of course, last year we were looking at 346,000. So that is a big switch as well. So I'm anxious to see if our median price goes down a little bit. The fact that we only listed 19 homes under 400,000 can cut both ways. One of the ways it can cut is that we're going to continue to keep that 400 plus median price. If we start listing more homes, then we might have more variety and then the median price might go down a little bit. And actually, I think that would be a good thing. And I hope after Labor Day and toward the middle of September that we start listing more homes so that median price maybe gets closer to 400,000, because then I think we'll be able to get more entry-level people back into the market. If you look at I guess it's the median household income. The median household income can afford a house for $375,000 to $400,000 based on their credit score and their interest rate. So that's a very touchy area right in there. So hopefully we'll list more homes. The median will come down a little bit, and we'll be able to bring more people into home ownership as with these low interest rates. So what is going on in Las Vegas? Let's see here. Vegas, Vegas, Vegas. All right. So here's an interesting what's going on. If you've seen this piece of land, it was slated for a $200 million apartment project in the southwest of Las Vegas. And that hole has been here for a long, long time. So my friend Eli Siegel from the Review Journal says that, the plans were all too familiar, build condo towers in Las Vegas. But the end result was all too common. The project went nowhere. So now, more than 15 years later, a developer has set out to build a cluster of high rises in the Southwest Valley, and another developer is pushing ahead with plans for a big apartment complex on this same site. So Tim Deters, who's the founder of True Development, told Eli recently he aims to close on a construction loan in October for a 614-unit rental project to start here soon. Let me see if we can get the rest of this. Yes, to start building the underground garage and the first batch of apartments afterwards. I love the fact that they're talking about the underground garage, right, with keeping us out of the weather. And the project is Mall Avenue between Buffalo and Cimarron, just south of the 215. And it's going to cost him nearly $200 million. Wow. He says he plans to predate the current housing boom that has swept Las Vegas the past year with fast rising sale prices, rents, and shrunken inventory and concerns of affordability, like we were just talking about. So his project is part of a town that has been growing fast for years and would bring closure to a site that had failed during the past real estate craze when, 15 years ago. Yeah, it was pretty hot back then, wasn't it? I mean, everything was flying off the shelf, and that was back before we had that was right before the crash, when anybody could buy a home. Anyway, like other apartment developers in the Valley, Dieter plans to have plenty of amenities at the project. He is going to feature a 12,000 square foot clubhouse with a high-end gym. And the complex's first phase will have a pool area with cabanas, a beer garden, and an outdoor workout facility. And I like that. And I kind of remember this project years and years ago, and they were going to have an outdoor workout facility as well. Dieter said the apartment market is seeing a lot of activity right now, and we all know that. And developers are still not building enough to meet the demand. Now, we're in property management, and we have, like Jimmy and I were talking about yesterday, most of our renters are renewing their leases because they've obviously looked, and there's not a lot of places to go if they want to live in a single family home or a condo or a townhome versus a apartment complex. So we know that this rental market is tight. So Deters is probably going to help that market tremendously. He said the apartment market overall is seeing a lot of activity, and developers are not building enough to meet the demand. So what else does Eli say? Overall rents are climbing at an escalating speed amid the current housing frenzy. And the typical rental rate of a Las Vegas area home almost 23% year over year in July, compared with a roughly 9% jump nationally, as Zillow reported. And Las Vegas rent growth was second fastest among 50 metro areas in the report, and was up from a 6.7% annual gain in January. If you read between the lines, people are moving here. That's what they're saying. We said, 130 people move here every day, 5.4 people every hour, and 45% of those people are coming from California. And the new apartment projects are leasing up, and plenty of people are moving here, and that's driving our market. So everything right now is performing extremely well. Countless other sites in the Valley, like Dieter's plot previously was supposed to have something else on it, but in this case, it was a project called Spanish View Tower. And I remember that. I don't know if you do, but if you drive past there, you might remember, and I'll see if I can't find the plans. They had quite an awesome project plan for that. And we'll see if Dieter's project is going to be as complete, because I believe they were going to have retail there as well. So during the mid 2000s, bubble developer Rodney Yankee acquired the property and announced that Spanish View was going to consist of 3 18-story condo towers, and it would surpass anything ever seen in Las Vegas. It was one of many proposed high-rises, actually, from the Manhattanization of Las Vegas. And if you remember Richard Lee, who used to, go around to the real estate companies and talk about what was going on in Las Vegas, he, I think, coined that phrase, the Manhattanization of Las Vegas, and one of the many supersized projects from that era that never materialized. So work crews excavated the site and they started building an underground garage, but construction stopped around mid-2006, according to the creditors who filed the court papers to push the project into bankruptcy. So ultimately, a project lender acquired the site out of bankruptcy, but the lender also went bankrupt. Oh my goodness. That's a double whammy. So Las Vegas broker and investor Jack Woodcock, another project leader, acquired the property through foreclosure in 2012 and later partnered with Deters on the apartment complex. Wow. That's a bit of news I didn't know. So Clark County commissioners approved this project in late 2017. Developers have been building apartment complexes across the valley for years now, though no one has built a residential high-rise in the Las Vegas area for more than a decade. So given what happened last time around, can you blame them, right? And if you want any more information, I always say contact Eli Siegel. He's a very nice man. He really keeps his eye on the ball when it comes to real estate. And from time to time, he will interview different real estate agents that call him and give him valuable information. So that's really what's happening in the real estate world. We looked at last September, we looked at this September, we looked at that new project. So what's going on in the entertainment world in Las Vegas? Let's see if I can't pull this one off this morning. I found 10 things that were going on. So let's see. Hang on, everybody. Takes me a minute. Let me go to the site over here. So we have Harry Styles, when it comes to music, heading in his own direction after becoming an international heartthrob in the Brit boy band One Direction. Harry set the record for first week album sales by an English male artist with the release of his 2019 sophomore effort, they call it, Fine Line. So anyway, he is going to be here this weekend at the MGM Grand. And then we have First Friday. Now, I would imagine that was yesterday. But anyway, First Friday is downtown, and the Art Walk, which booths are mostly local artists, were on Boulder Avenue. So we'll pass by that because that was yesterday. And then we have Annie. The Tony-winning musical about the relentless, cheerful orphan comes to Vegas, and Broadway in the Hood updates its production for contemporary times, and it's still grounded in the optimism articulated in that song. Show times are 6:30 Friday and Saturday, 3 p.m. Sunday at the West Las Vegas Library Theater, and that's at 951 West Lake Mead Boulevard, and it is free. Wow, and you have to wear masks. And then we have, in our comedy department, we have John Mulhaney, and he starred, I guess, in musical numbers about very specific New York hellscapes, they call them, hosting a children's show or inhibiting elderly crank George St. Geeland for a Broadway run. Wow, that's a lot. It's usually tough to know what he's going to do next. So this weekend, though, he is going to bring his stand-up tour from scratch, it's called, to the Park Theater on Saturday night. That's tonight at 7 p.m. And the tickets start at $54. And you can get those tickets at parkmgm.mgmresorts.com. And you can see that on the screen. I'm not familiar with him, actually. And then here we have someone, Maluma, already a grizzled music industry vet at 27. He's been recording since he was 16. His equally playful and passionate discography has established him as a leading light in the Latin trap. Well, there's a lot of this stuff that's going on in music that I definitely am not aware of. But he is going to be there tonight at Michelob Ultra Arena, which is at 3950 Las Vegas Boulevard. The tickets start at $39, and you can get them at axs.com. And then we go to the theater. The dark comedy of Sweeney Todd occupies a special place in the darkly comic mind of theater Troy Hurd. So it's no surprise his latest joint with the Majestic Theater retells that tale in a one-woman show featuring actress Amanda Gerardo and set in the tunnels deep beneath Manhattan. And that's going to be September the 9th. And it'll be there through the 26th. Tickets are $20 and $25, and that's going to be at 1217 South Main Street. Not familiar with that. And then here we go with a too soon comedy after 9/11. Co-directed One Time Life Las Vegas, Julie Seabaugh. It's a documentary that whisks us back to the immediate aftermath of 9/11 and the decisions faced by comedians as they try to decide if and how to be funny in the face of all that tragedy. And that's going to be on TV, and it airs at 9 p.m. Wednesday on Vice TV. And then there's a movie, Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Rings. And it's a happily underachieving parking valet is provoked into returning to family business, a shadowy organization led by seemingly his immortal father in this latest entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Unlike other recent Disney releases, Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Rings is only in theaters. So I would imagine you'll have to check your theater listings to see if it's at a theater near you, if that's interests you. And then we have number 9 here. It's called Haunted Boulder City. Joshua Warren would like to show you some of his favorite haunts. Warren, an iHeartRadio host, is launching the Haunted Boulder City Ghost and UFO Tour. The hour-long walk promises to enlighten guests about the ghosts of men who died building Hoover Dam, a spirit dog that haunts the streets and the town's first murderer. The tour starts at 8 p.m. Friday, so hurry. Tickets start at $19.95 for adults and $12.95 for children. And you can see it also at the hauntedbouldercity.com website. And then there's a light show, and that is actually starting Friday, and it'll run through November 27th. And that's going to be at the Sahara West Library. And you call for reservations. The number is 702-507-3630. So those are some things that are happening in Las Vegas. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I want to thank Sandy Thomas, my dear friend. She went to Italy in July and she brought me back this beautiful scarf. Thank you, Sandy, very much. I love it. It's fun. It has an interesting beaded holder here, I guess you'd call it, and you can do different things with it. So, and it's very pretty. It's very colorful, and it's nice and big, so you can wear it in many different ways. So thank you, Sandy, for that. Today at 1 o'clock, I am going to be on a program with Grant Cardone, not with him. I'm going to watch it and report back to you next week. We're doing Social Media September this month, but I am going to integrate some of what I learned from Grant because I'm sure he's going to touch on social media as well. His business plan program should be proved to be very interesting. It's going to be strategies in today's world, which is a different world, and how people, what they can do to succeed. And then on Wednesday from 10 to 1, we're having a contracts class on buyer brokerage and how you control the show. And you can sign up at b.vegas. You can come to the class or you can Zoom. If you come to the class, it's at 8400 West Sahara, and we'll be having lunch for you. Go to bee.vegas to sign up. And I hope you all have a fabulous, fabulous weekend. I will be off on Monday, and I will see you Tuesday. I love you guys. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening.